There are times when I'm doing something without you and I think, "Damn, what if Kristen was here?"
Yeah, last night was definitely one of those nights.
Same for me this morning.
We often do things together, right? But sometimes we go on our own solo adventures. Lissa lives up north, I live down south. We can't always do everything together, unfortunately. But I think this is something we bond over because we do weird things separately and have done them. I've been doing weird things without Alyssa for years. I assume the same for her.
Oh, yes.
Alyssa and I each went on some journeys, probably with other people, but without each other, and they were weird. So we thought we'd talk about them.
So I, living in Sacramento, am often looking for things to do. I gotta tell you, it's slim pickings up here. I don't know where the cool kids are at. I don't know where the goth kids are at. I don't know I don't know where, like, the Disney adults are in this environment. And I say Disney adults because I think that encompasses a lot of people who are looking for weird shit.
Yeah, I think that's a common theme of people who have trauma of one sort or another and therefore are just stuck chronically in childhood. I'm going to say that they are in San Francisco from what I've seen.
No, they ain't. No,
No,
they
they
ain't.
ain't. You don't
No,
think
they ain't.
so?
Absolutely not. I've been to San Francisco. I have not seen my people. I don't know where they are. Maybe they're not on Nob Hill. Maybe they're not on Hayden Ashbury. I don't know. I've been to the Disney Family Museum. Maybe they're there.
I don't think that's something that you do a return trip on. I think it's like a one and done, right?
I was thinking that too because I don't even know what area that's called because don't like San Francisco that much. But I was recently there because we were looking at the new park that overlooks the Golden Gate Bridge, and I thought, "I should go back." It's been, like, 10 years since I've been.
What new things are they going to have at the museum that you don't think you've seen before?
Maybe Christmas decor?
Yeah, I guess you like Christmas. I
I
I would
do.
stay away.
I've got very minimal options in Northern California, and if you're in the comments, if you're a Northern California person, give me weird places to go to because I'm asking you, when can I leave somewhere interesting? But I did find what I will call a hidden gem, and I'm gonna use the word hidden because I don't know how I would have found it if I didn't do a very specific Google search.
I would like to know what that Google search is.
Wow, aren't you lucky you asked? Goth things near me. That's what I Googled.
Oh, okay. Wow, you're getting real desperate.
I needed something to do. I needed to find another freak show, someone who likes the offbeat, a quirky path. I don't know what to say. I'm looking for someone else who has issues, somebody else who isn't really ready to face reality, who works a boring 9 to 5, who's looking to really jazz it up on the weekends or maybe after happy hour. One of those people.
You need another soul sister.
A solsticed sister. Anyway, I found this local business called the Altar Room, and I don't really understand what it is even after having been. It is a shop that sells art. There are motorcycles on display. There is a lot of taxidermy also for sale. And the event that I specifically went to was a dessert wine pairing where a local winery provided drinks to go with 3 different courses of desserts. At this venue, we were supposed to learn about Victorian funerals and what goes along with them. So we learned about funerals for poor people, middle class people, and rich people, and then we had desserts to correspond with each class of people.
Before we get into it, and I know about some of this very minimally. What kind of funeral do you think we would have?
What
Yeah,
kind of
go ahead.
Victorian funeral would we have?
Yeah, would we be middle class, or rich people, do you think?
I think we'd probably be middle class.
Okay.
So let me tell you the desserts that we had. The poor people had an apple pie. The middle class people had a pound cake, and the rich people had a chocolate cake.
Okay.
I like the pie the most.
I like the pound cake. I'm a pound cake bitch.
Has anyone ever called you that?
No, but I like pound cake. I One of my joys in life is going to the supermarket and getting the little package of the very yellow lemon cake and just eating it.
Do you know why they call it pound cake? Because I don't.
No, neither do I.
Is it a pound?
I don't we could Google it. I think it's the only way we're gonna know.
So, one of my hot takes on this experience was you were supposed to dress up, right? It said dress to your heart's desire. It didn't actually say that, but what I read was formal attire.
Okay.
I wore a weird gown, deep V, fake jewels,
Mhm,
fresh from Sheen.
mhm. How much were the titties out?
Not to the belly button, but
Okay,
maybe one little Debbie above the belly button.
okay, okay. So, not super trashy, but, like, classy trashy.
I would like to think so.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
so here's a weird thing. Some people came in casual clothes. Other people came in full on masquerade gowns.
Okay.
And I thought, what's going on here?
Did they look like they were regulars?
I couldn't tell. And I was wondering, what's the type of clientele who goes to this event, right? Because I assumed it would be other goth individuals like myself.
Mhm.
There were elderly couples. It seemed to be a thing that girl friends went to, right? I came with my husband and my female friend. I think they were minimal men. And if they were, they came as a plus one of a spouse.
Maybe Kevin coulda met some little friends there.
I don't think men are seeking out educational lessons on Victorian funerals.
If I were a man, I would. But then if I were a man, I'd probably be a gay man, so
You think that.
I do.
But we don't really like men right now. Why would we like men if we were men?
Oh, that's true.
If we were a men.
If we were
Amen.
I'm a man. Because I think I'd like another gay man who would be closer to what I would align with if I were a man. So
If
all my
only.
friends would be gay men, I think. God, if I were a man.
What a menace you would be. Oh my god, I would sit with my legs open all the time. I would just say things in meetings. I'd be partner by now.
I love the reel about women just writing emails like they're men.
Yes, yes. Take out
I
that
am a
exclamation mark.
yeah. Yeah, take out all the nice language, which to be honest, that's how I write my emails anyway. I've been told that I am low key rude a lot.
Do you say hi name when you send an email?
No, I just say hello because I don't want to put in a lot of effort. So a lot of times if I have to send like the same email over and over again, I have a template for it and then I just type in the information I need to and I just send it on its merry way. So
Man,
anything that I got to save or that I got to change, no, don't love it.
you can't even add a name in there. Damn.
Nope,
Ice
nope.
cold.
I am.
What if we were men in the Victorian era?
We would have been dead by now.
Obviously.
No, just in general, because I think what the average lifespan was, I'd be dead. You would be old,
I'd
maybe.
probably be a grandma at this point. Or
Yeah.
grandpa.
Grandpa. Yeah, because you're a man.
So when we were at the altar room, there was a lady who brought in her Victorian funeral collection. What is that, you might ask? I thought it was going to be a lot of maybe like instruments used on Victorian bodies. I don't know why I thought that. I don't know why anyone would buy that. But the results of what actually happened are much weirder. And I'm sure you know this because you're a weird person, but they liked to keep hair.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
this woman had such a vast collection of watches with hair, of rings with hair, of bookmarks made of hair. Everything's made of hair.
It is one of my life's goal to have a weird Victorian hair collection. I
Apparently, they're easier to find than you think. My man, I think there is a future for you with that. She was saying she just found him at thrift stores.
I had another life where I went thrifting a lot, and I never found cool stuff like that. Maybe that's not what I was looking for at that point in time. But we don't got cool thrift stores in my area. I'd have to do a drive. And I don't like doing that stuff alone.
Mm,
I like to go on a hunt with other people because the thrill of the TJ Maxx with a friend.
I
Imagine what
do.
you could do at a estate sale.
I think part of the problem is that you live in Southern California, which the thrift culture down there is it's for sport, but it's also for profit.
Mhm.
And it seems to be like a cool kid thing. Up here, I think you have a lot more thrift stores, but people don't have the eye to know what's cool. That's a vast statement. I apologize to the Northern California people. I said what I said, though. I find cool stuff in the thrift stores, and I think it's because people don't know it's cool.
Maybe I got to move up there.
Or I'm uncool. and have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about.
It could be one or the other.
But probably the first one.
Next time I come up, maybe that's one of our activities is if we have a slow weekend, which will never be.
I don't do slow weekends. So I have 2 things I wanna close out the altar room about. Actually, let me just say, had a great time, I would go back. But
Mhm.
number 1, I think the chocolate cake they gave to me was from Costco. I think it was the chocolate muffin, and I don't hate Costco. I like Costco. I like the muffins there. But I paid, I think, somewhere close to $100 for this ticket, and they give you a lot of wine, right? The alcohol pays for itself. But why are you giving me a Costco muffin? They did not have this in the Victorian era.
So nobody hand made this.
I didn't recognize the other 2 desserts, but I saw that muffin, Jenny saw that muffin, we looked at each other in the eye, muffin to muffin, and we said, "This is from Costco."
Do you have any pictures of the other desserts?
Of course I do.
Okay, great, because we know I have an insider who can tell us if these are Costco desserts.
The pie was fantastic. I thought, "I gotta go to Costco and get a pie."
They do have a good apple pie.
Oh my gosh, what if it was the same pie?
Now when you just said it, and then pound cake, I know they sell pound cake because a bitch
I
has bought pound cake there
Oh
before.
my gosh, I got bamboozled.
You did get bamboozled.
Jesus Christ. It's okay, I had a good time. This room that we sat in was well decorated, there was weird taxidermy, it was a dark red. I got to get drunk and wear a cool dress, you know? What if I have a dessert from Costco, it's not the end of the world. My last thought, it's not really a thought, it's more of a question to you.
Mhm.
What would you do with my hair after I die? If I died before you, which I won't.
No, you're getting my hair. Wait, is this your real hair or is it your fake hair?
My real hair.
Okay, I'm just wondering. I'm just we wear a lot of fake hair.
Oh, actually, you could pick which wig you wanna use.
Okay. No, I'd like your real hair, I think, because in future times, then what if they find us in some weird jewelry and then they can bring us back to life and then we can have a whole other lifetime of doing weirder stuff.
Some teenager with mental illness looking
Yeah.
for these lockets.
Yep. It's just being like, I wonder who this person is going to be. And then they get us and they are sorely upset. I would put you into a necklace because I love a good pendant, or I would put you into a pretty ring because those are two things that I wear. And it's something you could have like close by you all the time. So I could take you to things and like I'm talking to my ring, like, what is the Green Lantern? I could just talk to you.
Wow. Looks like you're eating your knuckle when you do that.
I'm already weird in public. I'm going to be worse.
Well, thank you. I'm okay with that.
I've mentioned this to you before, but I would like part of me to be jewelry.
You have so many death requests. You have to write this down and put it in the Google Drive because I'm only one person. I can't do it all.
Oh, I've told Matt this too, but he'll
Okay.
also be dead. So
Yeah, Matt dies first.
yeah, Matt dies first. Sorry, Matt. I love you. But it's just a fact. You know, they make people into diamonds. I would like to be like a weird diamond. But I'm also eventually going to get my pets made into diamonds while I'm still on the mortal coil when I have rich people money.
What if we put your ashes in Little Kristen?
Oh my God. Well, she's right behind me. I would love it because the possibility, if there is an afterlife, the possibility of me being stuck in a weird witch doll, I could wreak so much havoc. I would love it. But you have to keep me in your family. Like, you can't let someone throw me away. I have to be passed down throughout the generations, maybe our other friends' families, but keep me in the group. Keep me in the boo crew.
My kids are gonna love this when you haunt them. You get to go to their dorm someday.
Oof. Maybe someone makes a movie about me, but a nice movie. I'm not Annabelle.
Is it a comedy?
Yes, it could definitely be a comedy.
Antics ensue.
Yeah, like a buddy comedy. I'm like Chucky, but less murderous.
Like one of my kids becomes a cop someday and you just get to go on the ride-alongs as the doll.
Oh my God. They have to change a little witch hat. They have to put a little police hat on me and a little badge.
And
Oh,
you help them solve crimes.
oh my
But,
God.
like, you always get the wrong suspect.
But you know how much I love being right.
And the irony is you rarely are.
But when I'm right, I'm super right.
Alright, every once in a while, there will be a correct suspect.
Okay.
Alright, tell me something you did without me.
Okay. So my husband and I, our anniversary, it's the second week of October. So every year we end up doing like a weird Halloween thing around our anniversary just because October is just so jam packed. We can't take a day out for love. It's got to be a day for love and weird stuff. Thankfully, my husband loves weird stuff. That's part of why we get along. He always likes a weird thing. So this year for our anniversary, I gave him a choice of 3 events. One was an event called Vampirates, which is a seasonal show of a place in Buena Park down by ye old Knott's Berry Farm called Pirates Dinner Adventure. Alyssa's choice, which was more classy, which is something called the Haunted Soiree, or we go to the Haunted Hayride, which is something we try to do every year, so it's not that special.
Nothing's as special like Vampirates.
Yes, and as you can tell, that's where we went, baby.
What what anniversary was this for you?
2017.
I'm not doing the math.
So, coincidentally, I've been married 7 years. Nothing says 7-year anniversary like live action dinner theater. For those of you who do not live in Southern California or Florida,
Or Vegas.
generally there's a format. It's a dinner that you get served. You're in like an arena. Usually there's action going on in front of you. There's different themes. The themes that are most, I'd say, notable are medieval times. There's a lot of Wild West stuff. And the one that I went to, pirates.
Can I pause you right here? Where's the Wild West show at?
There's a few, but a Pirates Dinner Adventure used to be a Wild West show. It used to be Wild Bills or Buffalo
What?
Bills. Yes,
Oh my gosh. That sounds great.
I know. There are still some that exist. They did like lassoing and stuff. So those are the ones that I think you're going to see like in tourist towns. So we have been for Matt's birthday before. I have been to Pirates Dinner Adventure a grand total of 4 times. This is my 5th time.
Were all of those times with Matt?
No. So when it first opened, I think I had just graduated from high school. And of course, we had to go do it. And then I saw it again with a different set of friends after it had been around for several years and they had redone the show because the first time we went, it was not good. And then the second time we went, it was also not good. And then the third time I went, I honestly can't remember why I went. I think I went for someone's birthday, not good. And then the fourth time I went was with Matt. And Matt decided that this is something he wanted to go to for his birthday.
Can I ask a question? What do you
Sure.
think has led you to pirates more than the traditional medieval times?
I've been to the traditional medieval times a lot too. It's
More than the pirates?
yes. Yes. I've been to the one in Vegas. I've been to the one out here. I like horses. I'm a horse girl. I'm sure this surprises nobody. I've been to a lot of medieval times.
How many times do you think you've been to medieval times, though, if it's more than the pirates? That's too many, dog.
I know. Throughout my whole life, I've probably been to medieval times about 10 times.
Whoa, okay.
And 2 of them were in Vegas, and the other 8 were out here. But some of them were in my actual childhood. So
Okay.
medieval times has been around for a while. As an adult, I've probably been 4 or 5 times. A lot of my friends like to go to medieval times for their birthdays. It's a thing. It's around. You can get a Groupon for it. And so just we end up going. I think we have aged out of it though, except for apparently me and my husband. So I don't know why when I got an email about this, Groupon said, you're going to like this. And it said, guess what? Pirates Dinner Adventure has a Halloween show called Vampirates. And I said, hey, Matt, we currently don't have anything planned for our anniversary. Which one of these things do you want to do? He chose Vampirates. So Pirates Dinner Adventure is right across the street from Knott's Berry Farm and right next to medieval times. So it's like their direct competition. And I would like to imagine that they fight each other.
In my mind, they're the same owner, and they're like, you know what's great? Just make it convenient. If they pass the first one, they can go to the second one.
Maybe.
The money's all going to the same place. I don't know if that's actually true.
I don't think so because the difference in quality shows. So I don't think it's the same owner.
So I have not been to the pirate dinner show.
Mhm.
I want to say since I was 15 years old. And I remember a very strong smell of, I want to say chlorine. Does that still exist?
Yeah. Because it's just a free floating tub The way that I would describe it is it's like a mini SeaWorld tank, and it's got half of a boat in it. It's like an inside stunt show that you eat dinner at. I guess that's the best way to describe these things. And you get assigned a seating, usually based on a color, and different color sections you cheer for. And they're usually all competing against each other. And then at the end of the night, one of them wins. And if you're in that section, you get to feel great.
Do you still get a bandana with the matching color?
You got to pay for it.
What?
It's an upcharge.
I hate this country. You used to get the bandanas for free.
Yeah, you got to pay for the package.
Can I ask another question?
Sure.
When I went that one time, I remember we got the hot pirate and we were
Mhm.
really stoked. I went with some cousins.
Mhm.
Did you get the hot pirate or were there other pirates who were hotter?
I feel like I got the hottest pirate, but I don't think he was supposed to be the hot pirate archetype.
What do you mean?
So, like how there's always like the good pirate, like the one. Okay, so basically the pirate story is there's a princess on a boat, gets intercepted by a pirate ship. Pirate's gonna try to kill the princess. Pirates have to fight against each other. This
Why
way
does he want to kill the princess?
because he wants to hold her ransom or some shit like that. I don't know. There's beef
Okay.
between the kingdom and the pirates. I
She's
know.
probably more valuable alive.
Whatever.
Okay.
Pirates fight for reasons. And then at the end, one of the pirates on the ship starts to fall in love with the princess. And then they turn against the other pirates and then they kill the bad pirate. And so usually the super hot pirate is like the one who starts it. And it's always the same. That's usually always the same character, I think. I think they just assign different colors to them. I don't know. Honestly, I don't fucking know. So my pirate was not like the rescuer pirate, but my pirate was sensual.
Was he short?
No, he was tall.
Okay.
He was a tallish man. He didn't have a shirt on. He was very muscly. Uh,
That could be anyone.
it could be, but he was pretty cute. And he did a whole lot of crowd work where he wink in and stuff like that. So he was a flirt, which I think flirty stunt showmen I have a thing for.
Do you tip the pirates?
No, you tip your servers.
Oh, so he's working overtime just for fun.
He is. But so anyway, the Halloween Labour is basically almost the same story, kind of, except instead of pirates, they're vampires. So all the pirates are vampires, and like the story is, I feel like they stole from a lot of Disney movies here. They are trapped in Davy Jones' locker.
They actually said Davy Jones.
Yes. No, they called
Wow.
it the locker. I'm sorry. They called it the locker. They are trapped in the locker every other day except for on Halloween night. They get to come out and they get to pillage the high seas.
So it's also like American Horror Story.
Yes. And also, there was a subplot where the princess had a sister who she was estranged with, who was a monster hunter. So the princess gets caught by the vampirates on the Halloween night, and then her sister comes, who is also a monster hunter. And so, like, the story has like very Frozen vibes because their parents are dead and they've just been estranged. I don't know. One of my notes says Frozen esque story.
I mean, the plot's probably not that important, right? You're just going to see hot men swing around.
You honestly can't hear the plot because the audio is always bad. Always.
Is it live audio? Are they mic'd up?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes. It always reminds me of when you go to Broadway shows, and if you don't know what the show is, for me, because I'm hard of hearing, I can't necessarily always figure out what the dialogue is because I need subtitles.
are you the person who says you like to listen to the music before you go?
Yes.
Go play. God, what a spoiler.
Well, because then I don't know what the fuck it plays about.
I think you knew what Hamilton was about before you went.
Yeah, but I still wanted to know.
Wow.
We've established I'm an awful person. Basically, then there is also a subplot about the monster hunter sister who, because in this version, in the normal version, the princess and like the mutiny pirate fall for each other. But in this version, it's the monster hunter sister who falls for the vampire.
Is she less hot than the princess?
No, I thought they were both equally hot.
Oh, I mean, in the storyline.
I thought the monster hunter was hotter because the princess doesn't really do anything. Like, she's like a damsel in distress. She's useless. But the other
Dang.
lady, she was fighting pirates, she was killing pirates. I'm sorry, vampirates. She was kicking some ass. There was a lot of feminine rage, and I enjoyed it.
Wait, how did the vampires get the princess?
They caught her? I don't know. They put out a net?
Did they mention how the pirates became vampires?
Yes.
Or
So
do you think they were vampires first?
oh, no, there is a subplot that the captain vampire finds all of these vampires as children. So they age? I don't understand.
Or is he just finding children?
He's a pirate.
One pirate captures all these children?
He's been alive for a long time, and he's got a wife who is also a vampire, and so she's like, "No, please don't kill these children. Turn them into vampires instead." And so then they kill their parents, and then they have vampire children.
What do the children do for them? Just like,
They're
tend to
their
the boat?
crew. Yeah, they're the crew. He's the captain, they're the crew.
Could you imagine getting that many kids to do chores for you? You know they're not gonna do it right.
No. No. So there were 3 separate makeout stage kisses, uncomfortably long makeout sessions, and I did not enjoy that.
You didn't like it getting a little spicy for your anniversary dinner?
I would have liked it if they were not so long,
How long we talking?
uncomfortably long, maybe like 10 seconds.
That's a long time to do a plank.
I feel like I'm watching teenagers make out at Knott's Berry Farm, and I don't love that.
Do you think you're becoming just more prudish with age?
Maybe. I don't know. It's hard to say. I just don't love to watch someone make out in public, like a real person. I
You're
don't
right.
love
I prefer it in my home as well.
yes, like on a TV screen. That's fine. I don't want to see the tongue of another person within 20 feet of me.
I get it.
Let's see what else. Oh, so they all had in fangs because they were pirates, vampire pirates, and the main baddie pirate couldn't figure out how to talk with his fangs in. So he had a very bad lisp.
For someone who says they're hard of hearing, you seem to have a great grasp of the plot and this man's speech impediment.
Because it was bad. They have a lot of tumbling. They have a lot of like stunt type things. They had an aerial list.
On the
And
silks?
yes, I thought that the one that we saw at Knott's Scary Farm was much better. I felt like this kind of wanted to be like the carnival show. They had a lot of like goth vibes. Like someone went and saw that carnival show one year and they were like, let's do this, but with vampire pirates. And they didn't quite manage to do it as well.
Did anyone swallow a sword?
No, no, the best we got was fake gun shooting. And then at one point, the hero, the monster fighter, gets turned into a vampire to save her sister. And then she comes back and then she has the vampire fangs. And she had been enunciating and been clear the entire show. And the second she put those fangs in, she had a lisp and everybody started laughing.
Oh, this poor lady.
And as someone who has a pair of fangs, I can attest. It's like having a retainer in, you do have a lisp.
Isn't it
Anyway,
amazing that those 2 teeth have such an impact?
they do. The food was bad. The food is always very bad.
Do you eat with your hands?
No, they give you silverware. You can have soup, but the bowl has a handle, so you have the option to be a barbarian if you would like to, but they give you cutlery.
Was it just like a chicken and a vegetable?
Yes, it's a chicken, a mashed potato, and a soup and or salad, and then a piece of cake.
Is the cake good?
No,
Better than Costco?
no. I knew that the food was going to be bad because it's always been bad. It's so bad, in fact, that I always wonder how I don't get food poisoning when I come back from this. The cake is so dry that I couldn't eat it because they don't give you a refill of your drink. And I couldn't literally finish eating it because I didn't have any drink left.
The refills weren't even free?
No, man. No.
First, they take away the bandana.
Yeah.
Then they don't even refill your drinks.
Yeah.
Stop.
They also take pictures of you as you go in with a green screen. And so for the Halloween version, it's a scary picture. I will have to send these to you because they are hilarious. For 2 pictures, how much do you think they charge?
45.
40. So
Damn, a steal.
a steal. Then on the way out, I bought this beautiful shirt. I did not know the price. And I thought, okay, I'll pay $20 for a t-shirt. Do you wanna guess how much this shirt was?
45.
It was. And I had already stood in line at that point and committed to the purchase, and so I just said, "Fine." But Matt was gonna get a shirt too, and I said, "No, this is a one shirt night for us because we're trying to be frugal." And I just went and spent a hundo. I didn't wanna drop a hundo, but I dropped a hundo on souvenirs.
What was the other purchase? Oh, the
The
picture?
$40 pictures. So, then also on the way home, Matt and I had the rankest, smelliest farts from the food, and both of our stomachs were gurgling by the time we got home, so the food probably did make us sick. With all of that being said, would I go again? If they had another seasonal, like, if they had Santa Pirates, oh, I'd go.
I know you
Bec
would.
because there is a thing about me where I like a bad thing. Will I go to Vampirates again? No. They are right down the street from Knott's Berry Farm, so I thought, "What an ingenious idea. What if they had, like, when Knott's Berry Farm has their seasonal things? Because we only go to Knott's Berry Farm for the seasons, right? We go
Yeah,
for
I like
s
Berry, Scary, and Merry.
So, what if Vampirates or what if Pirates Dinner Adventure did a Berry, Scary, and Merry? I would go to that. Not every year, but I'd go once.
Okay.
Imagine a boysenberry pirate show.
Like I said, I have not been there since I was 15 years old. I'm willing, if you're inviting, to make a return, but I need to be driven because I will be obliterated.
I was sober.
What a shame.
It was a shame. The ticket price for this event, it's usually $80 a ticket. I would not pay that. There's always a Groupon. I think we paid $40 a person for the Groupon price. Would I go again? Hells yes. Would I go for $80 a person? Hells no. So that was a Pirates Dinner Adventure Halloween edition. Buena Park, it's a weird little spot. And I do recommend for people who are, I'd say, driving distance. If please, somebody don't fly in for any of these experiences. If you're a couple hours drive away, yeah, come on down.
I would say you could skip a lot of them. It's my
I
hot take. Go to Vegas. Go to
Yeah.
medieval times in Vegas.
Yeah, but say you're visiting someone out here. You're
Go to
from
Disneyland.
But Disneyland is expensive.
That's true.
And sometimes you just need an hour and a half thing to do on a day where maybe you gotta go see grandma in the morning.
Or if you don't really like who you're with and you like don't want to talk to them, do that. You got some teenagers,
Yeah.
take them there. You don't got to talk to them. Just sit them down, give them a meal, and they watch.
Yeah. And then maybe everyone will get food poisoning afterwards, and then you don't have to talk to them then either.
Let's not wish the ill on the teenagers. They have to take care of us someday.
That's true. That's true. So that's my review of Vampirates. Let me see. Longest stage, make out ever, lifts, bad audio, sensual pirate, dueling farts. Yes, I covered it all.
Right. Let me tell you about something I did literally this morning.
Okay.
I saw a sign on the freeway in Sacramento, and it had world's largest cornfield maze. I asked my husband, can we go? So we woke up this morning, we got dressed, and we drove there.
How far away was it?
It was about 30 minutes. It's in a small town called Dixon, California. It's pretty close to Davis. So if we got any UC Davis listeners, I don't know why we would, but it is close to the middle of nowhere.
Is
So
this where we had the haunted forest at?
it is, no, it's not.
Okay.
I don't know if
Okay.
you recall, but we saw minions on the side of the freeway at one point, large bins. It is that location.
Oh,
So we go to this cornfield. It is $22 a ticket. And I thought, that's pretty high for a cornfield, right? Imagine if I had a family. Me
mhm.
taking my 3 kids, we're gonna pay over $100 to go to this cornfield.
Yeah.
I didn't know it, but that $22 is a steal for what I was about to experience.
Wow. So you had the opposite problem of me. I feel like I got upcharged for everything. You feel like you got a bargain.
I do, and I think it's because people don't know how fantastic this is. So I saw it on a Travel Channel special, and I don't know if that's true. I saw it on a TV special that was going through cool things to do for Halloween, and it was like the top things to do in the country.
Corn maze?
The corn maze, right? And I thought, "There's no way it's that good." This thing was massive. There are 5 bridges that you can find during this time, right? And it's kind of set out so that you have to go to each bridge in order to find your way out. They give you a map. And me, I walked in and said, "I'm not following this map."
I wouldn't have known how to follow the map, so
My dad, who I'm sure is listening, has always told me that I need to learn how to read a map. I don't know if a cornfield map is the one that I needed to learn, but it would have been very useful today. So you find these bridges, and the first bridge I found just by trial and error, wrong turns, dead ends. This is not your mama's cornfield, right? This is very tall. I felt short. I could not see. It was thick.
So, in The Shining, when they have the hedge maze, does it give you, like, that vibe? Like, from how tall it is and thick?
It was very thick. You couldn't really see people on the opposite side of you, but there were people who were cheaters,
Oh.
dirty cheaters, who had found their own way through corn. I don't
Mhm.
know. So you could see where the man-made holes were, but they specifically tell you not to go through the man-made holes.
Were they teens?
I'm sure they were.
Fucking teens.
Although the sign said you had to be over 18 to be unaccompanied. I saw some kids.
Because I think maybe you'd accidentally get lost and die. That's one of my big fears is accidentally I wouldn't say big, it's not like top 10, but yeah, one of those unrealistic fears, I would say, is me getting lost in a corn maze or a hedge maze of some sort and then
I
dying.
think you'd be fine because some farm worker would come find you.
But
And,
maybe
like,
I
you could eat
just
the corn. You're not gonna starve.
maybe the elements would just get me, but you can't drink corn water. It's not that you're gonna be hungry, it's that you're gonna die in, what is it, 3 days, 7 days? I don't know, fact check it. From thirst? Is there
I'm not
corn
fact
milk?
checking anything.
Is there
There
corn
was
water?
hold on, there was a corn bath where you could what are corn kernels? What are those called?
Yeah, kernels.
There were a huge tub filled with kernels that the children could splash around in.
Ew. Oh,
Anyway, that's unrelated to the corn maze.
TBD. Or
But maybe we'll pay for that next year when I
I
take
was gonna say, if I go to this, can I bathe in the corn kernels?
for $5, yes, you can.
Phew,
Uh,
take my money.
I find the first bridge, and I do it just based off dumb luck, didn't follow the map, but I decide, okay, this was harder than I thought. So I look at the map and I am somehow able to get us to the third bridge. I want to say that people start really happy, right? Spirits are high. By the time you get to bridge numbers 3 and 4, it is silence. The groups that are together, not talking. No one's having fun. And I was thinking, Kristen would hate this.
But yet specifically said to me, "When I take you next year."
I did the first 2 bridges. Kevin, my husband, took us to the final 3. And that man is so good with a map. He got us to every place, so we never took a wrong turn. If we paused to look at the map, it was maybe for 10 seconds. And I thought, there's no way I would have found this exit by myself. Not a chance.
Can we take Kevin with us?
I want so I think the thing that would be fun is if we failed.
Ooh.
And I just know we wouldn't be good.
But we need Kevin to get us out, is what I'm saying.
Yes, he could be there to get us out, but he was very good. I was impressed. I thought, "Man, that's an attractive quality, a man who could read a cornfield map." I
Mhm.
can't do it.
Kevin's a camper.
He is, yeah.
Anytime we've decided that we are going to go into the wilderness together, w we're gonna need to have Kevin with us so that we don't die.
But I did think this might be the world's largest corn maze. There was a sign that said largest corn maze in 2014. I don't know how old that special was that I watched, but I would rue the day I find the mazes that have surpassed this one. I don't want anything to do with them.
Someone tell us where the largest corn maze of 2025 is gonna be so we can get our asses there.
We started in the morning, right? We got there pretty early, and it has been cold in Sacramento. I wanna say mid-60s. That's cold to me. It gets hotter through the midday. But anyway, I was sweating.
Oh, no.
Kevin was wearing just an undershirt at one point. I took my jacket off. The sun was blazing down on us.
No.
People I saw some kids that just had to sit down and have a snack.
Oh my god, that would be me. We'd have to bring a Diet Dr. Pepper It'll be like Popeye's spinach for me in the middle of the maze. I will need it to be energized later.
I ran 8 miles yesterday,
Mhm.
and I felt fine, and I was like, "A little corn maze, it doesn't matter." I was so wrong. I was not physically prepared to go to this corn maze. Kristen, it took us 1 hour and 45 minutes. That's too long to
That's
do
too
a
much.
corn maze.
No, that's too long.
But that's why I think $22 worth my money. Absolutely. Very well maintained. Pretty clean. There are some weirdos who throw their trash every once in a while, don't really know what for.
Because you get tired. If you're frustrated and you think you're lost in the corn maze, maybe you just get upset and you just freak out.
Yeah, I can't wait to take you. I think you're gonna hate it. I think you're gonna fail, and I think we're gonna have a really good time.
Are we allowed to bring alcohol into this corn maze?
No, we're not.
I don't know that we're gonna have a good time.
I really can't wait for us to do this. I've been in other corn mazes. They really don't compare.
I've only been in, I'd say, a few, and one of them was that one that I went with you last year that was very muddy, and
Oh,
we
yes.
everyone got their shoes muddy, and you pulled out the most ancient, decrepit roll of paper towels from the back of your car, and I lost my shit.
See, good thing I didn't throw that away because I knew someday we would need it.
Yeah, I have a picture of these these paper towels haunt my mind.
My review of the cornfield, 100% go. If you're ever in Dixon, California, I don't know why you would be. You should go.
Okay.
100%. Take the kids, lose the kids in the maze, have a good time, find yourself. People change in that maze.
What's the line from Wicked? Who could say if I've been changed for the better?
Just imagine how much closer we'll be once we conquer that maze.
That'll be our that will be our very condensed version of Salem, where we start out strong and by the end you're at a bar and I'm making a broom.
My prediction is that you get mad and just start charging through until you just listen for the sound of the cars and then you just charge your way to the parking lot.
Maybe if I follow the advice of the pirate man from Salem, if I just do things with my heart, I will be a happier person.
You don't do mazes with your heart.
I could. Maybe that's what I'm missing in life. Well,
You'll find it next year when you go with me.
okay, okay.
My last Halloween event that I want to tell you about was Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party.
This was the second leg of Alyssa's Salem adventure. She kissed me goodbye, and then she went and saw her other friend.
Yeah, so I flew from Boston out to Orlando, and then I went to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. And I knew that California had the superior Halloween party,
Mhm.
and I feel very strongly about that. But
Maybe one person who from Florida listens is going to contest that.
listen, I'm not saying Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party isn't fun. I had a great time, but it is the most random stuff I've ever seen. Not a single theme. And maybe that's why it's not so scary. It's because it's kooky and it's weird. And there's a Disney Junior dance party where Timon's rocking out.
Is Timon wearing a Halloween costume? Or is he just
No,
shouldn't everybody be wearing a Halloween costume? It's a
I don't
Halloween
know.
party.
He was just hanging out.
What? That's bullshit.
There were, I think, very few Halloween overlays. One
Mm,
was the tea party, and it just had a spooky song.
interesting. Okay.
I only did one character meet and greet, but I will say it was fantastic. It was Mickey. No, that's not true. He was not there. It was Minnie, Daisy, Donald, and Goofy, and they were all dressed in their Halloween costumes. We waited 45 minutes, only character interaction we had, but they spend so much time hanging out with you. It's almost uncomfortable. I'm like,
Oh,
"Hey guys, let's take a pic. Let's wrap it up."
let's get out of here. So it's not what do they call it
The
online?
hug and shove.
The hug and so you don't get a hug and shove.
No, but at Disneyland, I feel like they can't wait to get rid of you sometimes. Like on those special event nights.
Yeah, well, special event nights, the lines are because people out here, I feel like are on another level.
Not in Florida, baby.
They're living their best life, just existing.
They are, yeah. I will say in California, we have better costumes. I don't know if it's the weather, right? People probably get scared. They don't want to be in the humidity. They don't want to be in the rain. People go hard in California. We go hard.
We go hard.
Disney World, I would say, and not that many great looking costumes. No shade, right? Everybody do what you need to do. If you're on your family vacation, you're here for 1 week, you don't wanna pack an elaborate costume, that's fine.
You don't wanna put a Snow White gown in your duffel bag and carry it on the plane?
My carry-on was a Snow White ball gown from
Yeah,
Secret Honey that I had to specifically dye it to get into. I'm not happy about that.
no. How many little girls came up to you and thought you were the real Snow White?
It's unfortunate because I love looking fancy, but I hate attention, and those 2 things do not go well together. My costume was great, I'm not gonna deny that, I thought I looked really good. There was a lot of confusion, and I will say it is a combination of me looking pretty accurate with a really good costume, and also other people in Florida not dressing up that much. So our friend was injured, so she was in a wheelchair and I was pushing her around. So people also stopped talking to us when I was Snow White pushing a wheelchair. I think maybe then they figured out, "Oh,
Oh, that you weren't.
that's not Snow White."
That's not a very VIP treatment that you get.
And they're like, "Why is Snow White pushing this kid?
How much do I gotta pay for that?
This Make-A-Wish kid." No.
She is tiny.
She was very small. But because she was injured and in a wheelchair, we did get premium parade viewing, which I
Ooh.
was not prepared for. Excellent, excellent. And because she was in the wheelchair, the characters loved her.
Oh my god.
We got so much interaction.
She must have loved that.
She was loving it. I loved it, yeah.
Oh, to be fair, as much as we hate attention, because I also don't like people coming up to me because 'cause I'm rude. And also, I don't know how to act in public or in private. I don't know how to act.
She's working on it.
I'm working on it. But I famously love a parade interaction too. I think we all do because you can sit there. This is something that I'll tie back into Vampirates. One of the things is you gotta cheer for your thing. Maybe I just like cheering because I was hooting and hollering and booing for the person that I was supposed to not like. And Matt was sitting there and he was at some point I looked at him and I said, "You gotta cheer. You gotta cheer for our pirate." And he was like, "Okay." Wow. How am
What
I?
Matt seems like he would like to cheer, though. That's a shame.
Yeah. But so we love a parade interaction. Question. Whose
Yeah.
parade is better?
Ooh, that's a tough question because our parade has consistency. It
Mhm.
is scary. You got the Haunted Mansion, you got a lot of Nightmare Before Christmas, you got a lot of villains. Everything you want in a Halloween parade is in our parade. But the Walt Disney World parade is so goddamn random. You got Tinkerbell, you got pirates, you got the Gravediggers, you got Wreck-It Ralph, you got a weird country hoedown. None of it makes a lick of sense together. So every time a parade float comes down, you're like, "Whoa, what's next?" So it really is not so scary. Is our parade cooler? 100%. Is their parade funnier? Absolutely.
I guess maybe my freak, I will say, is that I somehow love a parade man. You know, like a dance man. I I love the Disneyland Gravediggers. And there's always one year who I'll make eye contact with. It's not the same one, I don't think.
And she never forgets them.
Never forget.
It keeps her
Um,
going all year.
yeah. But I don't know, there's always, like, one that is they like, dance better. They're, like, the cool one, and I'm always like, "Yeah." I always have some sort of weird sensual connection to a parade or a sensual man, like the carnival man, like our sensual pirate last night, like the Jabberwocky who tried to get me pregnant with his eyes.
It's
So,
always one-sided, but I believe you think this.
no, I will say the Jabberwocky who wanted to get me pregnant, other people saw that, not just me.
So to answer your question, I didn't notice a real difference. Our
Okay.
friend that I went with, she said they're really into it here, the performers.
Okay.
So she thinks that they were better in Florida. I
Okay.
would say it's a wash for me, but
Mhm.
I'm also not the type to have sexual fantasies about parade members, so I don't think I'm the best person to ask.
Man.
It's funny that you like those types of men because I'm thinking of your husband who I can't imagine learning any kind of choreography.
No, and I don't know what it is. Again, I it just it just happens.
Even Matt doing like a Times Square seems pretty tough.
Oh, no, we both have no coordination. We for our wedding dance, we had to go get dance lessons, and we were both horrendous, and I still messed it up. That's so everybody that's send me your Send me the pictures of your sexy parade or stunt show men.
Or just her TikTok links to parade dancers.
Yeah, yeah.
I liked Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. They give you a lot of candy, but I was
Mhm.
going on a plane, so I didn't want any of the candy. They had this one dessert, and I gotta give this a shout out because it looks terrible, but it was fantastic, and I'm daydreaming about it.
Mm.
I swear to God, it was a ding dong with a picture of Jack Skellington printed on it. But I thought, this is the best ding dong I've ever had in my life.
Was it just because you were maybe hot and tired?
It could have been many things, but I genuinely thought we had so much sugar at that point, right? Because we were just trying a lot of food, we're just 2 adults, we didn't need the candy, so we were just, like, trying some, event-specific things, and I got to that one, I was full, and I thought, "This thing is straight from my dreams," and I have never looked at a ding dong the same since getting back.
That was the ding dong for you.
It was. Disney World food's pretty bad. I can say that. I'm not ashamed.
I think as a West Coast Disney person, we get that a lot. There's always like the Disney adult feud things, and it's one of them is Disneyland's food better. No, Disney World's is, but I've heard enough to know that I think ours is better.
Now that we are no longer pass holders, which is new for us,
So sad.
I think a little bit of the Disney spell has been lifted,
Mhm.
and one thing I am thankful for is that I'm no longer obsessed with theme park food. Because you go to Disney and you think, "Oh, this is really good." But you could have a better version of it in the real world, but
Yeah.
you have the theme park blinders on. So you're just like, "Wow, I can't wait to get that cookie from Harbor Galley. There's a better one at Costco."
That they served you for $90 at the event. Also, I think part of the appeal of the Disney food is that it looks cute, which
But sometimes you get some messed up ones. Can I talk shit about this funnel cake I had? I don't really have anything insightful to say other than that. We mobile ordered, it was ice cold, no flavor, floppy. I thought, "This is the most fucked up funnel cake I've ever had in my life, and I want my money back." And this is what all these Florida people are saying, "We have the best funnel cakes at a Sleepy Hollow." You get the fuck out of here. I'm going to the Country Bears. That's
mm,
where the real funnel cakes are.
supposedly Knott's Berry Farm has really great funnel cakes.
Didn't we have that fantastic funnel cake with the Fruity Pebbles?
Yes,
God, that was good.
but one of the only times that Matt and I have gone solo to Knott's Berry Farm, and he was very looking forward to a funnel cake. And we had had a terrible day at Knott's. It was during the summer. It was hot. Everything was broken. It was crowded. There were a lot of teens.
Not the teens.
Not the dreaded teens. We were on the way out. He said, "I need a funnel cake."
I just need something to take the edge off.
Yeah. And he got this funnel cake, and it was the worst. It was like this funnel cake you described, and the look on Matt's poor face when he took this first bite, it was the most sad I think I've ever seen him be in his entire life. Maybe a small tear ran down his cheek, and he upgraded and got them with the ice cream because it was hot. And by the time he carried it to the table because of how hot it was, the ice cream was already melting.
That's so sad. I get it.
And I just thought to myself, how can I possibly make this man happy? What can I do to make his day better? And there was nothing because if a funnel cake won't do it for you, nothing can. Like, you're just going to have to go home and cry.
If a carny can make a good funnel cake, I don't know why professionals can't.
I don't know either. The teen who was probably making the funnel cake batter probably did something to mess it up.
That's a damn shame. I get it though. It'll break your heart. Especially you pay all that money
Yeah.
just for something you think, how could they mess this up? It's a simple dessert.
Yeah. Well,
Ruined.
they done it.
So my review of Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, by the way, I would say you should go, absolutely. But if you have a choice, you should probably go to Oogie Boogie Bash, which we did not go to this year because we were over it.
The thing famously about Oogie Boogie is that it's the same. And maybe it's the same thing with all of the haunts. They're all the same. They switch out a house or two. So you're going at old houses. With Oogie Boogie Bash, they have new villains every year. And this year they didn't have any villains that we really cared about. So we said, let's save ourselves $200 a ticket and then whatever weird ball gown we're gonna buy that we have to wear for an evening and wanna die. And we'll do something else.
I think we put the money towards Salem, which
We did.
money well spent.
Money well spent. I came back a witch.
Yeah, the money you spent that you could have spent on a weird Timon and Pumbaa costume with me, you spent on the
Yeah.
broom.
I spent on the broom. It's hanging above my fireplace.
Good, good.
I love it. It's blessing my home for the remainder of the while we're here.
I think I'm good on Oogie Boogie for
Yeah.
the next few years. Like, they'd have to do something really cool for me to wanna go back.
So, if you're connected in the Disney community like we are,
If you're a virgin,
there's a lot of Disney accounts who they'll have rumors. There's whole websites devoted to this. One of the people that we follow posted a thing saying that there was a survey sent out this year after Oogie Boogie Bash asking about how they could change it. Maybe if Disney actually puts their money where their mouth is,
they don't have the balls.
because it sounded like they wanted to do a haunted house, and I thought, "No, they're not gonna be able to do
They won't.
they won't do it." I would love some sort of weird house where it was just the villains are just doing some fucked up shit. They're being their most villainy.
I would like them just, like, hanging out at a bar.
Oh, that could be good too.
Then I sit at the bar, and then we all have
No, because you don't
whiskey
like
sour.
interactions with people.
We're not interacting, we're just drinking. We're just bar
Oh,
friends.
okay.
And I'm dressed like a Shigo from Kim Possible.
Okay, okay. Because Florida is getting the villain's world, so if I get a villain's house, that would be nice.
I'm not holding my breath.
No, neither am I. Because if the actual haunt places can't do that every year, if they can't go harder, I don't think Disneyland, the child-friendly park, will go harder.
Yeah, I mean, Knott's, as we discussed, terrible this year.
Yeah.
Didn't even bother with Universal. I'm ready to be wowed. I'm ready to be wowed. I didn't know this year's big event was gonna be a Cornfield, but it was.
Yeah, I didn't know my big event was gonna be a show with the sensual vampirates.
Describe, please.